You know, in Canada, housing is very expensive, and if you have a mortgage, it can sometimes lead to you being house poor. Now, what is house poor? Think of it like this. You only have a certain amount of income, right? And then after taxes and then after all your bills, including a mortgage, you're not left with much at the end to spend in the economy, which means the economy could become stagnated because it's dependent on people spending money. And when your mortgages in Canada cost so much, you don't have a lot of money to spend in the economy, thus making you house poor. Today, we're going to be discussing that very topic. Are you house poor? Do you know people who are house poor? Let me know down below in the comment section. With that being said, let's dive into today's first video.
One of the biggest misunderstandings that people have about the housing crisis is that high prices mean necessarily that a bunch of people are getting rich. And this just isn't true. Gregor Robertson, the former mayor of Vancouver, now the housing minister of Canada, said that he does not want prices to go down. Of course, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of how the housing market works and how it is affecting most people. When you suggest that maybe housing prices should go down, even for those who own a house, people instantly panic because they believe that their investment is no longer secure. But housing prices being currently so high, mortgages are exponentially higher than they ever have been. And the people who have recently purchased a house within the past 10 years are generally house poor. Not only do they not have any extra disposable income, they are unable to negotiate with banks on their mortgage price, which prevents them from doing normal everyday things or being able to afford groceries in a reasonable manner. Not only that, but it creates a fake bubble where wealth is perceived to be very high in Canada because many people own houses that are worth $1 million, but in reality, because everyone owns the same $1 million houses, no one's wealth is truly high. This is sort of a Incredibles, well, if everyone's super, no one's super at all. They should want to bring down housing prices because the housing prices being down means that more money will be reinvested into things such as culture and society and local businesses. When people have more disposable income, they can do things such as invest. They can do things such as go out and buy themselves dinner. They can go to shows. They can do so much more when they have more disposable income, and this will result in a stronger economy and a growing economy for the whole country. Instead, high housing prices have led to a stagnant economy, and that has made us the least growing economy in the G7. As much as people think it is a good thing that it leads to greater wealth, this is not true at all.
Well, if you do sell your house, you will get some of that money back, though. The housing market is supposedly going down slightly here in Canada. I just don't really believe that. Housing is such an important part of the economy in Canada that I genuinely don't think that they want prices to go down. In fact, the housing minister literally said that just recently. Now, to go deeper into what the actual saying house poor means, this is a CTV article. What does it mean to be house poor and how can you avoid it? Buying a home is often presented as a more affordable alternative to renting, and it definitely is, because at the end of the day, you know, even if the house goes down in price, it's not like you can get your rent money back, but you can get some of that mortgage money back when you sell your house. So ultimately, it's definitely better than renting. Don't listen to propaganda telling you renting is better. Renting is only good if you want freedom in terms of like moving place to place, but if you want to be a part of a community and stay somewhere longer, buying is definitely better. If you were to compare monthly rent versus mortgage payments on the same property, the mortgage payments would almost certainly be smaller. However, as the property owner, you'll also have more financial obligations. You'll bear full responsibility for maintenance, taxes, and repairs, all of which you should account extra for in monthly housing budget. If you fail to do so, it's easy to find yourself house poor with a large portion of your monthly income going towards living expenses and a little left over for saving, investing, or doing other things you enjoy. I honestly don't think a lot of people have that extra money unless you're really wealthy. I know people who make 6+ figures and they are house poor. So that's a scary situation to be in Canada.
So I just got my first apartment in downtown Vancouver. We just moved here from Auckland, New Zealand, and I wanted to share with you guys what $3,900 a month gets you. So first off, as you walk in through the door, in front of you, you have a little coat closet. And then to the left, you have a little shoe rack over here, and then the walk-in closet with heaps of storage and areas to put your stuff. Then you have the main hallway, and in this little closet here, you have the dryer and washer stack. And then you have the one bathroom, nothing too fancy. And then you have the main bedroom, this cute little chair, the most amazing view of downtown Vancouver. You can practically see everything from this view. And then just our bed and the bedside tables. And a nice little mirror to take selfies in. As you walk out, you then have the work from home space, the home office, and you have, again, heaps of storage, a really nice standing desk, another amazing view, and just great storage for my Jellycats. Then in the kitchen, you have all the appliances and everything you could need. And as you walk this way, you then come to the dining and living area. It's probably my favorite view of the house. You have this amazing dining table, a really cute balcony with an amazing view and really nice outdoor furniture. You then have the living area with a really comfy couch, the day bed, fireplace, and the TV. From this angle, you have this really amazing view of downtown Vancouver again. It's so pretty at nighttime. From the daybed, you have the view of the marina, which is even more beautiful. It's a bit gloomy today, but it's usually really, really pretty. Yeah, so for $3,900 a month, we got a one-bedroom apartment in Yaletown that came fully furnished with everything we could need. We literally just needed to bring our laptops and our suitcases.
Well, it looks like there is some people who can actually afford it, but what is the average salary in Canada? $3,900 a month, close to $4,000 a month. So if you times that by 12, what are you looking at? $48,000, shave off the $100, $47,000 a year going just towards your rent. What is going on? The average salary in Canada, I actually have it right here for the video. The average annual salary in Canada is roughly $54,630. So that would leave you with like a little over $5,000 left if you were to afford this, which you're probably not going to be approved if it was a mortgage or for rent. Let's be honest. This figure can vary depending on factors like location, experience, and industry. For example, in Toronto, the average salary is a little bit higher at $62,000. $62,000, you still wouldn't be able to afford that. Now, I think Vancouver, the condo market there is a little hotter than in Toronto. The condos go for a little bit more, but not much more than in Toronto. So let's use that average for Vancouver. Let's call it $65,000. Hell, $70,000. You still can't afford that condo. And yes, it was a nice condo, but a lot of people can't afford that. A lot of people are house poor now because interest rates are higher than they were definitely during the pandemic and even before the pandemic. So if you are house poor and you know someone who is house poor, let me know down below in the comment section. Hope you learned something from today's video. And if you did, leave a like on the way out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.